Good morning, Nigeria. I like to say that TVC has our finger on the pulse and our eyes constantly on the streets. And if it's a trending story, we are going to try, within the best of our ability, to dissect it on here. In our first story, do you remember the Ibadan Children Fun Fair tragedy that claimed the lives of about 35 persons, including children, that led to the arrest of the organizers? Well, recently, in a surprising turn of events, the Oyo State government has officially withdrawn all charges against the organizers, who are Naomi Shileku-Ola, the former wife of the Oni of Ife, and the popular journalist Oriyomi Hamzat, as well as Abdullahi Fashashi, the principal of Islamic High School in Bashorun, Ibadan. Now, this trio had been held in legal proceedings following the tragic event. However, in a statement just yesterday, the Oyo State Attorney General Abiodun Aikomo confirmed that the government has decided to drop the case. He assured the public that the government carefully reviewed the circumstances before arriving at this conclusion. It seems that Oriyomi's Hamzat, his contribution to the youth community is invaluable, because just yesterday, in light of this, he also signed a young boy to his radio station and continues to be a youth advocate and a pillar of community. We have to ask ourselves, is justice served differently to people who are pillars of community? And what kind of strategies would the government put in place to avoid tragedies like this in the future? We need risk assessment for events. We need proper exit routes in case of emergencies. But let's take a look at social media. They are now free. And the Holabi says, good news for them, but trust me, just have connections in this life. If it was somebody with nobody, reverse would be the case. And Azor says, while this is a very great gesture, I think he should have given the boy a scholarship to study more about newscasting abroad. This is my opinion, though. It's referring to the boy that Oriyomi Hamzat just signed to his radio station. Kay says, that boy is nearly 15 years old. Many of his peers are already working in stores abroad. Let's not be quick to call it child labor. Even if he's younger, isn't gaining practical skills more beneficial than simply reciting Bible verses or the other book? I think people are saying, even though he does well in the community and he's helping these young people, a tragedy did occur, and that doesn't take away from it. But in our next story, a heartwarming moment has taken over social media as Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State has extended a generous hand to a struggling entrepreneur. He was touched by her determination, and he responded in the best way possible by gifting her 5 million naira to support her dry food production business. Take a look at the video for yourself.
Stand up. What do you want? Come. What do you do?
I am into production, dry food, cassava into powder, then banana.
Where is the business?
For now, I don't even have a shop. I produce from the house.
Show me a sample.
I pay with my products. This is tiger nut.
How much are you looking for?
2 million.
2 million.
Yes.
Okay. Where is the Commissioner for Trade and Investment? Please take this. Take her number. Go and see what she's doing. Help me set her up. When you set her up with equipment, maybe 3 million for equipment, you give her 2 million.
Now, I think that this was an absolutely beautiful gesture, and it really does display the empathy of this particular leader, Umo Eno. But I have to play devil's advocate as a true journalist. Is this sustainable? Can we lift a populace out of poverty by giving entrepreneurs 5 million, 1 million, 2 million? But this was great to see. I'm going to take a look at social media. Basi says, her bread has been buttered for life. I hope she uses the opportunity well. It has been if she manages to scale her business. Riam says, LOL, the governor just said his own. The people he put in charge will never let the business see the light. If she sees 200K, collect it by God's grace. Ibrahim and Etoma, I want to touch on this story. I might just be in line next week when another governor is visiting to really
when the governor shows
plead my case.
Well, you had the governor here, you know, on the day we launched our program.
So why didn't you kneel down and ask the governor?
You have no idea what I did behind the scenes.
Well, congratulations to the woman, and I'll say it's so generous of Governor Umaeno to have done that, for the woman. But the thing is, it goes to show how large-hearted he is. But how about other people who are suffering in the state? How about other people who are looking forward to, this kind of opportunity, but do not have the opportunity to even get closer to where the governor is? So one thing I'll advocate is, while it's good that you are you're open-handed, you help a lot of people, you're empathetic to people's plight, do things, put things on the ground to ensure that everyone who do not have the opportunity to meet you would be able to benefit from good governance, good programs and initiatives. That's one. And on the other story that you read regarding the Oyo State, incident, the saga that left 35 persons dead, if that is going to be closure to the families of the bereaved, maybe. Justice is very, very key. But if the government has said they are dropping the case, well, only God knows what happens next. But it's okay.
I'm sure the government of Oyo State has good reasons to drop the case. And going over to the Akwa Ibom story, the woman came prepared. She came prepared. Yeah. And when you are prepared and providence hits you, I mean, you set yourself up for it, and it's a beautiful end to it. Governor Umaeno has been known for showing empathy. There's a young girl that came back from youth service and took a photograph and a short film and put on social media of she and her dad. Her dad is one very poor, shriveled old man. Umaeno built a house for them. You were asking if that is sustainable. Yes, it is. He has proven that that's the way he is. And do remember, he's a pastor and he still pastors that church.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I know this was a feel-good story for you. As soon as you watched the video, I saw you light up over here in the studio. And I think empathy is one of the biggest marks of a great leader.